Two, one.
Ready.
Just relax and enjoy the ride.
In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. 815.
You know, the daytime sky, usually it's only interesting when there are clouds, but the nighttime sky, when there aren't clouds. Think about it. I'm Greg. He's Tom. This is your In Crowd 815 podcast for the 17th day of February, the year 2024, the latest it has ever been.
In the history of the world.
Got it right again.
Mankind or time. Yeah. So you're saying the stars come out at night, and that's a good thing, right?
Come out at night. Are you ready for Furball?
Oh, that's right. This
Furball
Saturday.
Is tonight. Tom.
I'm ready.
All right.
Oh, wow. Now, in the crazy event that I couldn't go, would you be able to get anybody to go?
Yeah.
I completely forgot about it.
It's tonight. It's the weekend.
Okay.
It's usually the weekend right after Valentine's.
I know.
It's fallen on Valentine's before, but tonight's the Furball supporting Paws Humane Society. We've been to it most years over the last 10 years, not all of them, but most of them. And
well, after COVID, I think that kind of screwed things up. They didn't have it that year. And last year, I know I wasn't there, and it might have been I think I missed it 3 years in a row now.
Okay, well, we need to get you back there. I hope you're okay. We'll talk.
I'm going. Can I wear shorts? No.
Oh, we've got a big number of the week again this week. Last week, we crowned our latest winner. Tom won a race to 10 by a score of 10-7. Football-related score. Very nicely done.
Yeah.
So in our last 5 rounds of race to 10s, it was Joanne, Tom, Joanne, Tom. That's what I've got on my scorecard in front of me. I don't have the old ones are probably around here somewhere too on my desk, but that's what I have right in front of me. You guys have traded back and forth the last 3 rounds here. So our big number of the week, this week, not quite as big as all often is, but it's pretty big. 30,000. And the answer is Winthrop or wedding. Winthrop or wedding. We would love it if you told us in the comments what you think the big number of the week is all about this week. And if you write up a nice little fake story, that would be fun too. Maybe you think you know exactly what it is, and you could say, oh, I bet 30,000 is this and this and this about that and that and that. And that's why you include Winthrop or wedding, blah, blah. That's what we're looking for. So
I just sent you mine.
All right. Tom's texting me his guess, and Veda's walking in the door now, probably going to whine me about needing something that she wants. No, she's sniffing at my hat.
I want a biscuit, Dad.
Oh, yeah, there she is. Our little Paws Humane Society rescues. I can't really move my new camera, by the way, I think I talked about it when I first got it. My new camera, it actually suction cups to my screen. So rather than resting on top of my screen, it's like on my screen, which is supposed to help me make it look like I'm actually looking at my guests when I'm looking at my guests instead of looking at the screen over there. or over there, the camera's right there on the screen. So I'm really
That's
liking
right.
this camera. I'm going to give it a free little plug shout out here. It's the Eye to Eye Cam 4K. Eye to Eye Cam 3. Yeah, that's what we're using.
So basically, it's invisible because I'm seeing right through it. Apparently, right?
Kinda something like that.
That's so weird. That's so weird. AI, all of that stuff, and some of the breakthroughs they come up with, they're really weird.
There's some
It's
strange
kind of
stuff.
scary.
There's some strange stuff. All right, let's turn the music down a little bit here and bring on our guest. Our guest this week is the founder and CEO of Secondary Success and Beyond, and she does a bunch of other things too. I can't wait to find out more about Gabrielle Foreman. Good morning to you, Gabrielle.
Good morning. How's everything going today?
Wonderful. Thanks for carving out some time to be on the program this week.
Absolutely.
Are you a Rockfordian? Did you grow up here in the Rockford area?
So I like to say that I'm like half Rockfordian because I'm not originally from Rockford. Originally, I'm from Racine, Wisconsin. Lived in Iowa for a few years, but I've been in the Rockford area since I was about 15, and I'm 25 now.
I'm sensing you're a Packer fan.
If I watched football, I probably would be. I'm going to be honest with you.
Wow, 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 wow. I'm disappointed now.
I grew up in Racine County, actually, Gabby. I don't know if I told you that. I grew up in Racine County. But
Oh, cool.
on the other side, on the west side of the county, in a little town called Wind Lake. Usually,
Okay.
the only people who ever heard of Wind Lake, Wisconsin, are like people who love to fish.
Yeah.
It was at one time a really great place to go fishing. I'm not sure how great the lake is for fishing these days, but there's a lot of lake around Wind Lake and Muskego. So you grew up in southeastern Wisconsin, found yourself here in Rockford, and college experience, school experience. Tell us a little bit about your background before we get into your organization.
Yeah, so I went to Harlem High School. So I went there sophomore through my senior year of high school. Graduated from there in 2017, and then I went to NIU, go Huskies. Graduated from there in 2021 with my Bachelor of Science in a really long title. It's Human Development and Family Sciences with an emphasis in Family Social Services. So I'm a double Husky from high school and college, actually.
Awesome.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
So your goal when going to college, did you have kind of a specific goal in mind or job in mind or career in mind that you were like, this is really where I wanted to go? Or you just kind of generally thinking an area?
Man, I changed my mind so many times, but going into NIU, I had the plan of being a marriage and family therapist. So I was going to major in social services, get my master's degree, do counseling. But then right around my sophomore year of college, I was like, actually, maybe I want to be a lawyer and advocate for kids in a different way and for families in a different way through child advocacy and family law. And so I graduated from NIU with the plan of taking a gap year, study for the LSAT, go to law school. But then I kind of got into my field, which is nonprofits. I had already started my own and I was working for one. I've only ever worked for nonprofits since graduating from NIU. So once I started getting into my career, the law school dream kind of died because I wanted to just kind of be in my community and do the work right here. So.
Well, I think Tom will agree with me, Gabrielle, that you're young. You got the whole life in front of you. You could do that still if you wanted to. I mean, come on.
For sure.
Yeah.
I do have plans to go back to school. Probably business school though, if anything. Maybe not law school though.
Okay. Now that you've experienced the not-for-profit world and how not-for-profits interact with the business community, is that kind of what you're thinking now? Is
that's
basically what you're saying is you're going to take over my podcast and I can retire.
not anytime soon. I'll let you rock out for a little while longer.
Because you're barking right up my tree. This is not Rockford area not-for-profits and the businesses that support them. That's the main focus of what we do here on this podcast. And I've always gotten my career arc basically was in Christian radio, so not-for-profit radio for 12 years, and then shifted into commercial normal profit radio for 6 years.
Well, I was going to say that was also non-for-profit, really, because we didn't make much of a profit working there.
No, there's very little profit involved there. But seeing business owners find their passion, their secondary passion beyond what it is that they do for a business, and connect them with the not-for-profit that helps them, support that. That's kind of what gets me excited and has gotten me excited for 30 plus years now of broadcasting and business work and stuff like that. So seeing what you're doing is really exciting to me, knowing that myself was a first generation college student. My parents didn't go to college, and their parents didn't even think about going to college. So tell us a little bit. I'm going to put the big banner up here so everybody can see your logo real quick. Tell us what Secondary Success and Beyond is all about and what got you started with this.
Yeah, so Secondary Success and Beyond is an organization that I started while I was still at NIU. I was in my senior year at Northern, and I was in the honors program. And so to complete my honors program, I had to do a capstone project. And my capstone project was me starting a nonprofit where I would mentor incoming first generation college students, get them off to school, help them with their applications, their FAFSAs, finding scholarships, helping them write their personal statement, essays, things like that. Wrote a paper about it, called it good, except once I started working with students, I was like, I really enjoy doing this. And I really see, I started to see a need in our community for more services similar to that. So that's really where it started. Because I had a lot of friends at NIU that were first generation college students, and there were just some things that they had to figure out on their own, but had they had the right support, maybe would have gone a little bit differently. And I know the type of support system that I had growing up and the type of support system that I had while I was in college and trying to figure out what I was going to do while in college. And I want every student in the Rockford area to have that same level of support. So that's really the reasoning behind why I started Secondary Success and Beyond. And from that, it's kind of grown into not just getting kids to college, because college is not for everyone, but there are so many resources in Rockford where you can go into a trade and make way more money than I'm making now with a whole bachelor's degree. You can start a business, you can be an entrepreneur. There's resources for that here in Rockford. And so our main objective within our organization is to increase post-secondary enrollment rates and to make sure that every student has a post-secondary plan, whether that is higher education, vocational training, or entrepreneurship, and making sure that they have the support necessary to transition from high school to that plan successfully.
I know my wife as a teacher has seen over the years, some very successful high school students and choose not to go forward through to college. And a lot of the reasons is because they see this daunting task in front of them to actually apply and get all this stuff taken care of. And it sounds like you're really bridging that gap. Yeah,
definitely trying to bridge that gap. I'm working with a group of seniors right now because, for one, the FAFSA is so confusing this year. They've kind of revamped the whole thing, and it's more different than it's ever been. And so being able to help those high school seniors through this process has been really eye-opening and rewarding for me. But I also have a group of students that I'm working with at the freshman level now to start getting them prepared for this. I don't think it's something that should start in your senior year, because for a lot of kids that may be too late. Maybe they haven't thought about even going to college yet because they haven't been talking about it until now it's their senior year, and everybody's like, what are you going to do? So if we start working with kids even earlier than that, making sure that they have a good academic and the right, soft skills, it makes that transition so much easier.
Yeah, that's cool.
Do you focus mostly locally, like Rock Valley, NIU, Beloit College, or do you work with students who may want to go to like Oklahoma or USC or something along those lines?
Yeah, I don't ever want to limit my students. Of course, I'm always going to advocate for, schools like NIU, because that's just where I went and I grew so much there.
That's right.
Go Huskies.
Yes, go Huskies. I got it
But-
here too. Never mind.
But honestly, I want whatever is best for that student. So working with some students at Jefferson, I've got a student at Guilford, a couple at Auburn. And right now, most of them are thinking of going to a local school, especially with Rockford Promise being such an amazing opportunity for our students to go to school for free. My first question to a lot of these students is, do you know what Rockford Promise is? And if they're a senior, have you applied? Because if nothing else, you can go to NIU tuition free if you've got the right GPA and live within the city limits. So that's always, question number one when we're talking about where you want to go to school.
Nice. Very nice.
Very interesting.
Do you have some, obviously you're a new not-for-profit, you're brand new, you're just getting started. So do you have some goals, some tangible goals that you can see yourself accomplishing, your 1, your 2, your 5-year kind of goals that you want to let people know where your benchmarks are?
Yeah, sure. Like I said, right now I'm doing some work in Jefferson High School with a pilot program, and I would love to see that grow and to see our capacity increase so that we can serve more students than we are currently serving there. I also have a vision of this high school student leadership conference that I really want to do this year. Fingers crossed we can make it happen. I've got some community partners that are really interested in working with me on that to just help expose our high school students to what their options are for after high school. So bringing in different professionals from different sectors, whether it's higher ed, vocational training, entrepreneurship, bringing in people to talk about networking and personal branding, to know how to present yourself in the best way, and how to market yourself in the workplace. I would really love to bring together an event that helps that. So right now, the goal is to have it start this year and grow year after year. So
Awesome. Okay. So to accomplish the goals that you have in front of you, I'm assuming you're going to probably need a little bit of help in some areas. Are you calling for volunteers? Are you looking for businesses to partner with you? Schools, the school system? What's kind of the resources do you think you're going to need to make this actually happen?
yeah, definitely going to need some more volunteers if I'm able to really partner with as many schools as I plan on being able to partner with in the next 6-12 months. I've got some things still in the works, but as my program then grows, I'll definitely need more. I'm also looking to sponsor events that can support in that capacity. But also, if there are schools, if there are organizations that are looking to partner with an organization that offers the type of services that I have, I'd love to have a conversation with them and see what type of partnership we can develop there as well.
Awesome. Sounds good. So if somebody wants to partner with you, secondarysuccessandbeyond.com, check out the websites. Is there a contact page or something on your website that people can use?
Yep, there's a contact us section at the bottom of each of our pages on the website. So pretty easy to use. And I'll be reaching out as soon as you reach out to me.
Awesome. Okay. Is there anything else that we didn't ask you about that you want to make sure we talk to you about today before we move on to Tom's trivia? Tom's got some trivia for us again this week.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see what this trivia is about.
Okay. All right. I have a feeling you're going to rock it. It's not difficult. It's never difficult. It's just fun. All right. Here you go.
All right.
Question number 1.
There we go.
I don't know if you know what? I was going to ask you who won the Super Bowl. Thought Greg and I were going to be talking about it. And no. But I'm going to stick with the secondary question. Who was the halftime entertainment at the Super Bowl this year? If you didn't watch it, you may not know.
Okay, so funny part, I said I don't like football, but I always watch the halftime show for the Super Bowl.
Okay.
That entertainer was Usher.
Yeah.
His list of guest artists was amazing. When I saw Alicia Keys pop up, I'm like, yes, that's awesome. And there's a couple guys I honestly didn't know, but I know he had like a list of like 4 or 5 people.
I think it was Little John that was there.
Yep, it was Lil Jon.
Little John,
there with him,
Ludacris.
Jermaine Dupri. They're all
Yes. It was okay, but I had a house full. I had like 10 people over, and I wasn't paying that much attention to it, but just because we were just jabberjawing. All right, here we go. I know you're not nearly old enough for this one, but it's a
It gives me
Sesame
an
Street
advantage.
question.
Thank you, Tom.
Come on. Yeah. On Sesame Street, who was the green Muppet who lived in a garbage can?
Oh, that was Oscar the Grouch?
Yes. Oscar the
OTG.
Grouch.
OTG. Oscar the Grouch.
Yes. Hey, Big Bird, why don't you get out of my way?
I was always amazed at how they gave him time, even though he probably smelled horrible.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I loved it because I had a dog. She was a black poodle, and we never got her clipped properly. And she had matted hair all over the place. She looked just like Oscar the Grouch. She was a great dog. All right, third and final question. You can go 3 for 3, and that's not done very often. This one might be a tougher one. Greg, you may have heard this one before, so let her answer. All right. This commercial. Stephanie Courtney is better known for portraying what famous current commercial character? She's a comedian. Her name is Stephanie Courtney. She's famous for playing what commercial character?
Why would I know this? I'm a loss.
Is there any chance
at a loss?
So she's a progressive lady from the Progressive commercials? Is that her?
Wow. Yes.
I got it right?
Yes.
Flo?
Yes, you did. Flo. Yep. You are 3 for 3. That's pretty good.
Wow. I don't think we've had that happen yet this year. That's amazing.
No. Greg, I could give you 3 NFL questions and you wouldn't go 3 for 3. No, way to go. That was very good. And I thought 2 of those questions you probably wouldn't get. That's awesome.
Tom has a trophy for you.
Well, here's the thing.
I got a victory business card from Tim over at Victory Pickleball.
I got a trophy, but I have to get up and crawl over there and get my little trophy. Anyway, you win a free pecker there.
Awesome.
Whoa, there we go. I hate this mirrored thing. Whatever. There you go.
It looks good.
No,
it looks good.
When you said your age, oh dear God, I can't do the Sesame Street one. But anyway,
hold it off. Well, yeah, as a way of letting you go here, two final things that I want to ask you about. Because you're not a Rockford native, is there something that you tell your out-of-state or out-of-town friends about Rockford that you like, that you kind of want to entice them to come and visit you in Rockford? Hey, here's one of my favorite things about the Rockford area, and this is why you want to come hang with Gabby in Rockford, because I'm going to take you here and show you this. Is there a kind of a highlight of Rockford that you like to share with folks outside of our area?
Obviously, the 815 in crowd. Come on now.
I love Rockford, but I especially love Rockford during Christmas time. So if I'm ever inviting people to come visit, it's going to be during Christmas. And even when the weather gets nice, I love to go for walks down by Mississippi. So that whole area of Rockford is one of my favorite places for sure.
That may be one of the most impressive parts of this city. And I've always been, tell me what you think of this. I've always been a proponent of leaving the lights up all year long. I don't mean the full on Christmassy Santa Claus, whatever, but lights that are in the trees and such like that, and have them solar powered so that at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, in the middle of July, especially when we're all downtown gathering for July 4th, you see this awesome display of lights. It would be, almost like make it a true river walk, like San Antonio. Like there are a lot of towns. San Antonio is the one that comes to mind, but that's what I think they ought to do. Because you're exactly right on that.
Yeah, I would be up for lights year round too. I would love that.
All right. And the last question for you, and this is a total curveball that you might hate me asking you this question, but you might love it too. If your organization had a theme song, is there a song that you would like to tag as this could be Secondary Success and Beyond's theme song? It could be any song. I can't play it because it'll flag our show and they won't, they'll take us off of YouTube if I play a copyrighted song. But I don't know. Do you have a song that you're like, yeah, that's us. That's who we are.
You know what? I'm a huge Beyonce fan. And if I had to pick one song, it would be Break My Soul by Beyonce. It's from her most recent album. Maybe you heard it. I saw her in concert last year. But basically, the song is about how no matter what you do to Beyonce, no matter what comes your way, you won't break her soul. And that's how I feel about secondary success and beyond. We're new, we're still trying to figure it out, but we're gonna make it, and you won't break our soul.
Stand tall, be strong, haters be danged. I love it. I love it. All righty. Well, hey, I really appreciate your time. Is there anything we didn't ask you about today that you want to make sure we get out there before we let you go?
No, I think we talked about everything. This was great. Thank you for having me. We appreciate it.
We'll definitely want to have you back, especially if you have an event that comes up. We'd like to make sure we get plugs out there for fundraising events when they come up about a month or so before. So let's keep connecting, and we'll see you at the next Rockford event or whatever networking group that we see each other at again.
And since we can't actually play the Beyonce song, Greg and I will do a duet. We'll sing it.
Ooh, you know what? There is one thing that I want to shout out really quick. So right. we are doing a fundraising event at Chipotle next month on March 6th. We'll be at the Chipotle on Perryville by David's Bridal and Cold Stone over in that area. So if you guys are available March 6th from 4 to 8 p.m., make sure to stop by and tell them you're there for secondary success. Beyond 35% of the proceeds go to our organization. We really appreciate that.
Oh, that is awesome. I love Chipotle. And what day did you say this was again?
March 6th from 4 to 8. And I love Chipotle too. Funny story, I used to work there. That was my first job in high school. So Chipotle has a special place in my heart.
My wife's favorite. I can never go wrong bringing home Chipotle. So it's a good day.
See, that night you'll bring her home.
March 6th. All right. We got it in the chat there to remind people, and look forward to seeing you again.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
All right. Thanks, Gabrielle. Gabrielle Foreman. Woohoo! That was awesome.
Have a good one. That was really good.
Yes. Joanna's standing by over at the Paws Humane Society, probably listening in, wondering if we're ever going to get to today. Hey, Joanne, we're back to our normal thing this week. We're back to our normal thing because our guest showed up on time. That's a pick on you, Jake. It wasn't his fault. I know it wasn't his fault. Good morning, Joanne.
Is Joanne on? I guess I'm talking my own. Is Joanne on?
There she is.
Talking in third person.
You got some guy on there that's being really mean.
Yeah, I took him off. I blocked him. So.
Oh, okay.
So how fun is that? We got our own haters, and he put up the first.
We're so famous that we have our own haters. Wow. Yeah.
The first comment he made was funny, and I thought it was a friend of mine from Wisconsin picking on me. But the second comment was hateful and rude, so we blocked him and we got him off.
Yeah, Paul, if you're still listening, you're kind of a moron.
You're kind of a moron.
Yeah, a little bit of a moron.
There's no sense of being mean.
That's right.
It's just dumb. It's not funny at all. Like I said, the first one I thought, oh, that's kind of funny. I don't think you look like a bad science teacher. I think you look like a good science teacher.
I'll take
Greg Nye, the science guy. No.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Science guy.
That's okay. We're doing just fine.
Probably making more money than you.
And by the way, I would question how Paul knows what Mr. Rogers' nether region looks like anyway. Okay, I shouldn't have said that, but hey.
Oh,
God bless you, Paul.
Now we got to block Tom.
Yeah, I guess I did that.
There you go. All right.
Poor guy.
I know. Hey, I will stick up for my buddy.
He got more attention than he deserves.
You are correct, Joanne. Good point. So we're done. We're done with him. And by the way, his initials are PP. Just saying.
Well, there you go.
My son's initials are because his name is Jason. The teacher wanted to call him by his. They had two kids that were called Jason and had the last initial as P. So then she said, well, I'll just use his middle name and call him. And I said, that's going to be a problem because his middle name is Paul. So it was going to be Jason PP. And then he asked me why.
Yeah, no.
Come on. I guess I shouldn't have called, named him a popular name. But when you're naming them, you don't realize it's popular.
JP is cool.
Yeah.
JP works. Nothing wrong with
JP
that.
Morgan.
JP.
But his friend was JP too.
Some shout outs for the week this week, by the way. We're going to go ahead and our randoms and shout outs unofficially brought to you by Ultrawise. Ultrawise is the app that enables volunteers to track, verify, and maintain their own community service data for a lifetime. Tell a better story, live a better life. Download the Ultrawise app on your favorite app store. Yeah, thanks for the comments, folks. And we're going to talk a little bit of Super Bowl. Tom and I are going to do some overtime with Tom after the main show today again and wrap up again. We kind of had
a party together.
No, we didn't. We both chilled at our respective abodes, I believe, for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
At home. But we'll talk about that later. Want to give a shout out to Grow Your Network again. Emily continues to have a really cool online only Zoom networking once a month group through LinkedIn. And it's fun to meet people from around the country and around the world. One of the questions that was asked, there's always 3 questions. It's a 1-hour networking group that meets once a month. And the 3 discussion questions are sometimes pretty deep. The first one this week was unsung heroes. Who is an unsung hero in your life that probably doesn't get the recognition they deserve, but they really, really helped you get to where you are today or improve your life in some special way? And I thought that was pretty cool to focus on someone that doesn't get a lot of attention in the limelight. So throwing that out there, maybe in the chat, throw in who is an unsung hero in your life that you just want to give a shout out and a thanks to for being awesome. Had lunch with a friend and caught up with a friend at the El Vallarta. Remember the Granite City restaurant over by Cherryville Mall?
Oh yeah, I've been there many times.
I was over by your place there at Pause, but I was at the former Granite City. It's called El Vallarta now, and enjoyed a lunch over there this week. Wanted to give them a shout out for their good food. There are a bunch of bowling fundraisers coming up in the month of March, and I'm going to give them all a quick shout out right now. One is the Strikeout Suicide at the Cherry Bowl. This is Saturday, March 2nd from 6 to 9 p.m. Check-in at 5:30. All of these bowling fundraisers in March, they're all playing Scotch doubles, which is a 9-pin. I love playing bowling when it's 9-pin bowling. Have you ever played that way, guys?
I have, and I don't like it.
You don't like it? I love it.
No. It
So
messes
9
with.
is a strike.
10
Yeah,
pins
9's a
are
strike.
set up for you, but as long as you get 9, you get credit for a strike.
It messes with my OCD. It's like, no, I did not get a 10th pin down. I can't get credit for it. It's the weirdest thing.
When I was in college, I played in a 9-pin tournament. No one expected me to do any good, and my partner and I came in second place out of nowhere. It was fun. It was really cool. So that's coming up March 2nd. On March
30th?
Can you see the date on that?
March 30th, 2024.
March 30th. There we go. March 30th. The Ski Bronx will have their Scotch doubles 9-pin tournament at Park Lanes. So you can sign up for that now. Same kind of a deal. Raffle baskets, fundraiser, all the stuff included in your thing there. And then Rock House Kids, March 16th, is doing their Rock and Bowl fundraiser, which I believe also is at Park Lanes in Loves Park. Check out rockhousekids.org. Get more information on those. Very much looking. I'm going to be spending some time at Park Lanes here in the next few weeks because the trivia fundraiser for NAMI is coming up in a week from this Thursday that Tom is doing and In Crowd 815 is going to be participating in. I believe we are up to 4 tables now. I know we have 3. I think we may have 4 tables.
Wow.
In
4
Crowd
tables.
815 folks.
Oh, that is awesome. That is
yeah.
awesome. So we've got 4 I'm going to meet with Danielle. In fact, after the show, I'm going to do a phone interview with her regarding that. So
Awesome.
I will post it as to what's going on. We have to make sure that we don't overbook. So I would suggest if you want to go, get your name in early, and we've only got 2 weeks left, but get your name in so that you secure a spot, because there is a cutoff only because of size.
You got, there's these things called fire marshals.
Yeah, they come down pretty hard when you got 5 pounds of crap in a 3-pound bag. They don't like that.
It's a real problem. So the fire marshals are very, very strict on saying, hey, you know what? You can only have so many people in a room of this size. So we're supporting NAMI on February 29th, Thursday night, February 29th at their Trivia Night fundraiser. And this is also at Park Lanes in Loves Park. Look on our in-crowd page for more information on that if you want to sign up. You don't have to sign up a full table. You can sign up as an individual, and as an individual, they'll put you at a table. I would encourage you, if you want to go and not buy a whole table, to comment on the in-crowd networking group post about the event, saying you want to go and join a team that's already existing, because the people that bought tables, I don't know that they filled them up yet.
Exactly. And if you just want to go, like you and a best friend, and you just want to like sit up at the bar or whatever, it's $20 a person.
There you go.
And if you want to avoid that, you can still pay your 15 or whatever it is. I think it comes out to be about 17 or 18 bucks a person. So you're only saving a couple bucks by joining a team. But either way, the point is get there. But there's an option so that you don't have to have an entire table. What's that?
I'm charging $20 to be on my team. I need to recoup my costs. So
there you go.
Do some more giveaway stuff while at the event.
And
so
while you're at it, bring a little gift.
There you go.
Like a candy or something like that. No, I'm kidding.
I already talked about Next Rockford. Check out what they've got coming up here for the month of March. GTTN, Growing Together Through Networking, is this Wednesday morning at Machine Shed. And Nick Nelson, who's with Nexa Mortgage, is going to be presenting. If you're curious about what it takes to get a home loan and get pre-approved to get a home loan, Nick Nelson's going to be talking about stuff like that. Wednesday morning at 7 at the Machine Shed in Rockford. And we had a great linked lunch in February at Machine Shed. The second Friday of every month, our Rockford Linked Lunch group meets. And we'll be meeting again the second Friday in March. Mark your calendar and come on out and join us for a nice lunch time together. Those are the events I wanted to come up. Okay. We're going to talk parents just a little bit here, guys.
All right.
Parents were asked to share some of the words and phrases that they use to cope with raising their kids. I'm curious what you guys think of these words. Define three-nager.
Three-nager.
Have you ever heard the term three-nager?
Teenager, a 3-year-old that acts like a teenager.
A 3-year-old throwing a teenage-style fit.
Okay.
You're exactly right. A three-nager.
That's pretty good.
You've got punami. Have you ever experienced a punami?
Oh, I don't even. I know. Yeah, no, I don't even want to go there. I have. Wow.
Speaking of that guy, a baby's explosive poop.
Oh,
Yeah. There's your punami. I have 6 kids. I've experienced many of those. No thanks. I'm all for those.
Worst diaper I ever changed. Worst diaper was a kid that wasn't even mine. He was a little guy that we babysat for. His name's Danny. That's all I'm going to tell you.
No, you're not.
Oh my God, not Dan. Hey, Dan from Tulsa, my buddy.
Not
Dan.
Dan.
Not that Dan, no. But I imagine he was. I don't know. Anyway, he was like 2, 1.5, whatever. It was the worst. I still have nightmares about it. That was the punami. Woo.
Three-nager, a team that's a triple threat. That's the positive side of looking at things, Dan. Congratulations on that. Thanks for throwing that in there. I really appreciate that. And yes, we're really glad to have you on today, Gabrielle. Thanks for making time to be on the show. One more for you. What would the term mombi represent? What's a mombi?
Mombi.
A very flexible mom, like Gumby. I don't know.
It's a good guess. A mom who looks like a zombie due to lack of sleep.
Oh, Mombi.
Sorry, I look like a mombi today, friends. The baby kept me up all night. That's
right.
That stuff. So once you get past the parenting stage and you have kids that are empty, you're becoming an empty nest. You start talking about being older. The phrase "you'll understand when you're older." What is the most you'll understand when you're older thing or phrase that you find yourself saying? For example, it's better to be alone than in bad company. You'll learn that when you're older.
Yeah.
When you're older, you'll understand the joy of a good mattress. Don't skip on buying your bed mattress. Your bed, get a good one. Get one that you enjoy. You're going to spend half your life on that thing. So,
Yeah.
Get a good one. Which reminds me, naps are not a waste of time. That's what you learn as you get older too. Naps are a good investment of your time.
How about I brought you into this world and I could take you out?
World and I can
That's
take
from
you
Dan.
out.
Yeah.
The one that I heard this week for the first time that I really, really, really like. Always forward, never straight. Have you ever heard that phrase before?
Well, yeah, but isn't that a thinly veiled drug reference? Like, oh, go straight. No, forward, man. I always hate when people do that.
The context I was thinking was, life throws things at you. You think you want to go from point A to point B in the shortest, quickest way possible. And yeah, maybe that's the goal. But how many times does it actually ever happen? Getting from point A to point B in a straight line. It just doesn't happen. For example, now, if I want to leave where I live and go to the Paws Humane Society, I can't drive straight there. I have to zigzag my way to get there. Always forward though, just never straight.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was profoundly wonderful.
Okay.
Great reminder. And the last one, not everyone is going to like you, even if you're a good person. You'll learn that as you get older. That's okay. All right.
Well, mine is this, is like when you tell your kids, no, you cannot stay out past 10 o'clock. You'll understand when you're older, when you have kids of your own. I remember one quick story. We still have Miles, the turtle. We have a turtle. We let him roam. We have wood floors. So he roams throughout the house sometimes. Most of the time he's in his cage, in his aquarium, but he tries to climb the wall. So we let him out. He's been terrorizing the dogs. It's funny. They're
really?
afraid of him. Not a bad way. He's a eastern box turtle.
Okay.
Eastern box turtle. He's an awesome turtle. What's that?
Is he about as big as your head?
No. He is he's this big. He's
Small,
softball sized. He's a great little guy. We've had him for 12 years. I bought him for my son when he graduated high school. He wanted a turtle. So we've had him for 12 years, 13 years, whatever. Matt's 31 now. So
Wow.
And he's out roaming right now. Sometimes we can't find him. But
where's the
when
turtle?
we first got him, Matt was younger than that. And we had brought him outside and we couldn't find him. Turns out he was in the neighbor's bushes. And I said, Matthew, do you see how upset you got when you couldn't find your turtle? Love you have for that little turtle. Now just think about if you have kids, what kind of love you're going to have for those kids. What I was trying to say was, hey, wait to have kids, because to put that kind of energy, that kind of emotional energy into it, you may want to think twice before you think about practicing, the art of making kids.
Right.
I don't know how I put it or whatever, but it was profound.
Well,
Maybe it was. I don't know.
Think how much you care about that turtle. Think about how much you're going to care about your own kids.
That's
Absolutely.
Right. So you may want to wait a little while. Anyway.
All right. My last bit of randomness for this week before we get to Joanne, all things pause. If you could replace your car horn with any type of audio, what sound would you want it to sound like?
I was going to say a cannon,
No.
and blow the car in front of me away. But no.
Just the get out of the way. What says get out of the way better than just get out of the way?
Yeah.
It's your turn. Go.
Yeah. How about this? Get off your phone.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah. And
There
drive.
you go.
I still see so many people doing this as they're driving. It just drives me nuts. You're driving. Get off your phone.
Until you have a self-driving car, probably a bad idea.
Yeah.
Probably a bad idea to be doing that. All right, well, there you go. There's your random goodies for the week. Check out GoRockford.com. There's a lot of events happening this weekend and the coming weeks. And if you want to learn more about what is going on, you want to go to GoRockford.com. What does this look like if I put this in the chat? I'm curious if it's crazy. No, it's short. There we go. There's a lot going on around Rockford. Take advantage of all the stuff we got going on and spread the love. All right. Cool beans. All right, Joanne. What's going on at Pause? Other than getting ready, you're closed right now, right? Getting ready for football.
No, well, we're still here, but they were setting up last night, so it's pretty quiet here today. I think with
good.
the Tabala, I forget what the Tabala Event Center. I don't know what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
I always want to call it Tabala Towers, and that's not correct.
No, Tabala Shrine.
Tabala.
Is it Tabala Shrine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
there's something I don't-
were working last night setting up, so it's quiet here today. And I think the
And it's not
hours are going to be reduced so everyone can get ready to be pretty for the event.
and it's just get pretty for the event. It's not like a special theme this year. It's just come dressed up nice.
Yes, that's basically it.
Or not.
And
Or
I
just
think
relax,
our
whatever
numbers
you
are
do.
kind of down, so make sure you buy a lot of auction items. So
There we
you'll
go.
be able to go home with a basket or two.
Can I wear
You
shorts?
ready?
I'm not the dress code police.
Yeah,
That's right.
you would give me a sideways look if I did that. So
Wear a kilt.
fine. I'll wear sweatpants. A kilt. Yeah.
But
Well, we're excited about it. I'm looking forward to a good night tonight
yeah, I'm
at Tabala.
talking about speeding and getting honked at. I was driving, taking my granddaughter to Winnebago because obviously that's where she lives. And so I'm going on bypass 20 and I'm going at 67, which is two miles over the speed limit. And the
Mhm.
car went blazing past me. And Carolyn said they should have honked at you for going so slow. And I always
Really?
Wow.
when someone can, you're going the speed limit, and I always go just above the speed limit. I never go much further than that.
Yeah,
And
they're not
Carol-
going to nail you for 5 or 6 over unless you're like in a school zone or something. But yeah,
I usually am right at the speed limit, and
yeah.
what does it say? We're a toot, Tom.
Wear a tutu.
But
There's some
yeah,
dress
that-
code
that-
suggestions.
that
That would be a no.
they be honking at me, so your honking joke kind of, I don't know, because I was going too slow.
There is a point. There is a point when you're going too slow and you
But
expect
I
to be
don't think
honked at.
67 should be considered too slow. Just my opinion.
Unless you're on I-90.
Is I 90 70?
Yeah.
If you're not going 70 miles an hour on I-90, you probably shouldn't be on there.
Yeah.
At least, what's the minimum speed in a 70 mile? 55?
Usually 50, 55, something like that. It's usually about 10 to 15 under. So probably 55.
We need more minimum speed signs, maybe.
Yeah.
I was at
Yeah, but if it's
it's bad when a 5-year-old tells you you're going too slow.
That's funny. That's funny. That's awesome.
yeah.
All right.
So I look forward to Tom's tutu, huh?
No.
The cats that we sponsored last week both got adopted this week.
All right.
I think it was the little orange The orange cat and the buff Siamese. I don't know if you remember the picture.
I do.
Sherbert and Gelato.
The bonded pair that didn't necessarily look like they would be a bonded pair.
The
No,
ice
but they
cream
had
cat.
the ice cream cats, Sherbert and Gelato. So just a quick tour of our kitties. I think I'm right.
February
I'm
number
doing
so
the correct
far?
way. We're still not, it's only, what is it? February 6th, 17th.
Yeah.
So there's Sherbet and Gelato right there. Two pairs. Yes. I'm not sure what day they were adopted, but it was two pairs.
Sherbet is misspelled, but that's okay.
Sherbet. Maybe
It's
that's
not Bert. It's Bet.
pronounced
Sherbet.
sorbet. Tom, it's pronounced sorbet.
Oh, okay. There you go.
maybe
No,
that's
but
called-
Sherbet. I don't think Sherbet has a second R. I don't know. Maybe not.
but that's the way people spell names now, you can never question it.
Well, that's true.
And two dogs, Yukai and Lord Chadwick. And I think we have some dogs coming in next week. And there's our Hall of Fame.
Look at that.
See our
All
cat
right.
Flash. You can't, I was going to say, look at this cat, Jiff. I can't always find all the cats. Oh, here's the dog. Here is Baxter. And this was the Krabby Cat from last week, Sally. Remember her?
Oh, wow.
Sally is now
You
in
got a cat.
Sherbert.
You got a cat named Miles.
There she is. This is Sally. Sally Ride.
Mustang Sally.
Hey, Sally.
I thought it was funny because in the song it goes, "Ride, Sally, ride." And that's funny because Sally Ride then became an astronaut.
Mm-hmm.
That song came out long before Sally Ride became an astronaut.
Maybe that's why her parents called her that.
Or maybe that's why she became an astronaut.
Could be.
Here's some orange cats. About another bonded pair.
They are a rebound.
Skippy and what do you mean rebound? They came back?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, they have a story. I don't even want to read this whole story.
They have that
Cerebral hypo. I can't even say that. Anyhow, they're a bonded pair.
Oh, excuse me.
Here's a big boy, Ralph. Yep, another return
Wow.
cat. Sometimes adoptions don't always work out. And look at this room is empty.
Oh, what?
Wow.
All the like I said, they had placed everything. Everything is over at Tabala. Blanche. Girl,
Oh, look at that beautiful cat.
Blanche. And just
I love
one,
calico cats.
there's supposed to be two in. Oh, there he is. Open your doors so we can see without a reflection. Perfect.
Aw.
news.
Comfy in the
Kinda
corner.
hard to see because he's hiding behind his bed. Oh, and he's not happy I moved his bed. All right, I'll put it back. So, yeah, next week I think we're getting dogs, so that'll be more exciting year.
All right.
Kind of quiet, ready for tonight. No,
Wait.
we've got.
Well, good job. We
that's
took out
still
pause.
that's the different group, huh?
Yeah,
The three kittens are gone.
back there
Oh,
last week. So this is Karen and Jocelyn.
okay. The three kittens had been adopted, so maybe they're gone. All right.
There you go. Check that out again. Okay, that's good. That's good. Well, pausehs.org, the website, link to the pet finder and all the pictures are all right there on the website. If you got any questions, call 815-299-PAUSE, and look forward to seeing everybody tonight at the Fur Ball. Did you have trivia for me and Joanne this week, Tom, or are we going right to big
Oh,
number?
I certainly do, but we can do big number first. It doesn't matter.
All right.
The big number.
I don't have a video special thing yet for the trivia, so for now we're just gonna play this. All right. Bum bum. All right, Tom, trivia time. What do we got?
All right. Tom's trivia. And today our two contestants are Greg and Joanne. Greg is a radio guy from Wisconsin, a Packer fan. Joanne works for Paws, a former teacher, now retired, living the easy life. All right, here we go. Question number one. Since both of you are of a certain age, I can ask this question. You should both get it, maybe. All right. In 1974, the only president ever to resign while in office, of course, you can't resign while you're not in office, was Richard Nixon. 2 years later, regarding the Watergate stuff, he had a series of interviews with this journalist. Who was the journalist?
Ooh, I have a guess. I don't know this for sure, but I have a guess. I'm gonna guess.
Any guess, Joanne?
No.
I'm gonna guess it was Mike Wallace.
Okay. No, it was not. It was a name that you're not going to necessarily know if you happen to remember back to it. It's, what's that?
So who?
It's David Frost.
David Frost. Okay. I do remember hearing that name, but I don't. I don't remember the guy.
You should know that probably. It was very iconic. They did it for 4 nights in a row, and even I, as a 14-year-old kid, watched it with my dad. Anyway, question number 2: what is the state pie of Illinois?
Oh.
Illinois has a state pie, Joanne. Did you know that?
No, I didn't even know that.
This could have been a true or false question, and I probably would have got it wrong.
I can give you 2 options.
I'm going to say pumpkin.
What do you say, Joanne?
I'll just say apple.
Okay, matter of fact, we do grow the most pumpkins of any state in all of the United States. And yes, it is pumpkin pie. All right, number three. 2 weeks ago, we were talking about East and West and when they had started. The question was East. They started in 1940. Their mascot is an ERAB. What is an ERAB? Or what does it stand for? Maybe that's a better way to ask it.
Yeah, that's what I
What
thought.
is
It
an
was
ERAB?
red and black.
Yeah, your friend thought it was. Yeah.
No, I don't
East-
think my
East-
son was there. East red and black.
East, red, and black. That is correct.
Yeah.
Very good.
There you
Very
go.
good.
My son actually graduated from East, so I do
Oh, did he?
know. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, I was going to ask that last week, but unfortunately, our trivia got
It's
pushed
kind
back.
of funny because they don't have a mascot.
Well, here's the funny thing about it. You're right. They don't. When I went to Jefferson, and in 1980, I was a senior, we were playing East. And the whole thing at our pep assembly was, what is an ERAB? Nobody knew what an ERAB was. We knew, but we were playing with it. Our mascot, who was dressed in a Jayhawk outfit, he came out with this little gnome-looking thing. And he goes, this is an ERAB, and this is what an ERAB is going to look like when we're done with him. And he throws it up in the air, and it crashes down and explodes. It was a ceramic gnome. or something like that. Oh my God, we're just going nuts. Like, woo! Anyway.
Destroy those E-Rabs. All
Yeah,
right.
destroy those E-Rabs.
I'll take my 1 point this. Oh,
I guess
goodness
that's it.
gracious. Our last race to 10, Tom was victorious last week by a final
I
score
didn't
of
see
10.
anyone get a trophy. Did we miss it? My trophy!
Oh,
Hey, look at that.
I'm
She's
gonna
stole
get
the
a
trophy.
I'm getting the trophy. Hold on.
Hold on. Tom's got a trophy. I don't know exactly what it is, but he's got a trophy somewhere. Just a reminder, Secondary Success and Beyond. That's the website to go to for our guest this week. There's Tom's trophy.
Here.
All right.
For my
I got my-
trophy.
There you go.
Our
I'm
big-
handing it
Thank
to-
you.
Our big
There
number
you
of the
go.
week this
There you
week,
go.
Joanne, is 30,000. The answer is Winthrop or wedding. Winthrop or wedding. And Tom has texted me his guess. So I need your guess. Winthrop or wedding. 3, 2, 1. What do you got? Go.
I'll take Winthrop for 30.
We'll take Winthrop. Okay. Surprise, surprise. Tom took wedding. And I want to congratulate this week Jackson Remick and Gavin Hammond, who are students at Colorado's Thunder Ridge High School. Any idea what Jackson and Gavin got this week that would cause me to want to congratulate them?
Got
$30,000
$30,000 scholarship.
You're really close, Joanne. They were the first Division I 5-star cornhole recruits in the United States. They play the cornhole sport. They will be playing for Winthrop University in South Carolina. The scholarship amounts can vary as more athletes begin to sign, so I don't know how much their scholarship was for.
I
The
really
coach did
do.
not-
I heard that on NPR this morning, so it was
Did
really.
you? Okay. The coach didn't give the amount of what their expenses will actually cover, but they got a scholarship. So Tom, you won 30,000. Has to do with weddings, which of course these days is the average cost of a wedding in the United
Wow.
States. That's actually down a little bit from prior years. The average American bridesmaids spend between $1,500 and $2,300 for the honor of standing up for their gal pal. So
Wow.
one of the reasons why some gals just say, thanks for asking, but no thanks.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, when Christy and I got married, her and my soon-to-be sister-in-law basically made all of the bridesmaid dresses, saved a ton of money.
What year did you get married?
We got married in 1995.
Okay, because I was going to
Yeah.
say my bridesmaids all sewed their wedding dresses too. So I mean,
Nice.
it was kind of the in thing to do back in the 70s and 80s, maybe.
Now, there's obviously some really awesome special dresses that may be worth the money you pay for them and such, but hello. I mean,
What
some of
what
them
does
are-
it say about DJs? Are we underpaid or what?
there was no mention of DJs as far as that
Of
cost
course
goes,
not.
but
Seems like an awful lot of money.
yeah. I don't think you're finding a high quality DJ for a wedding these days for under $1,000. It's just hard to find. And if you can afford a good band that comes highly recommended, because here's the thing about hiring live music for your wedding reception. You've got a crowd of people very diverse. One of the most diverse parties you're ever going to have in your life is your
Yeah.
wedding reception.
Absolutely. You got 16-year-olds and you got 78-year-olds.
Yeah, the age range and everything else involved with a wedding reception, it's really hard to make everyone happy. So if you're going to hire a band, make sure they come highly recommended and have a very nice, diverse, set list to make a lot of people happy. They're not going to make everybody happy the whole night. That's just not going to happen. Even with a DJ, you're not going to make that happen.
No. Especially when they start getting drunk. They come up and say, "Oh, come you don't play my song?" Because because it's I used to know the bride when she was dead. You know that Elton John song. I'm not going to play that at a wedding. You know.
Yeah.
Run around Sue. We're not playing that one because the bride's name is Sue, and you know
she's
whatever.
not running around. Yeah. It's always interesting to have people want to request things at wedding receptions, thinking that they know better. And sometimes they know their people and have a good recommendation for a song that gives people on the dance floor. That's great.
Yeah.
But just to say this genre of music is going to rule the night, you completely ignore the fact that you have people that are there who are over the age of 60 and wants to hear something oldie. You know, I mean, it's
want to hear a little Frank. They want to hear a
vice
little.
versa. I shouldn't say it that way because it's vice versa is the same way too. Sometimes the older folks think all the music should be their stuff, and it's like the young people want to dance too. We're gonna get it all in there as best we can. So
right, that's right.
Anywho, 1-0. Tom takes the early lead again.
All right, so Tom gets the trophy this week. I'm going to wear it proudly, like Robert Conrad with a battery on my shoulder. That's how these things break.
Knock it
This
off.
one's still good.
I dare
Knock
you.
it off my shoulder. I dare you. That's right. For some reason, I hated that commercial.
I did too.
It's so smug and so arrogant. It's like, I want to knock your head off your shoulders.
I don't think they would fly very well today.
Everybody
All right, Glenn, anything, any last minute instructions before we see you tonight at the Fur Ball?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, it's cocktail hour at 5:30?
I think that's when it all begins.
All right.
Okay.
We'll see you there. Have a
All
great
right.
rest of your day.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
815 in crowd. 815 in crowd. 815 in crowd. 815. 815.
All right. So the Super Bowl's done, Tom.
Yeah.
Did you? I think I heard that Las Vegas took a bath on the Super Bowl because Kansas City was the underdog, and a lot of people picked Kansas City to cover the 2.5 point spread or whatever that they were given, and so the Vegas bookies only made like $34 million in the Super Bowl this year instead of the hundreds of millions that they normally would have made.
Oh God, that's I feel so. We should take up a collection for them. I think and send them.
Don't cry for me, Old Town Vegas.
That's right. Okay, first of all, if you bet against Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, Chris
Jones.
Jones, Chris Jones. If you bet against Kansas City in a Super Bowl when they've won 3 out of 5, been in 4 out of 5, you're a moron. That's my favorite word today, apparently.
Sorry.
Why would you do that? Besides that, look at Kyle Shanahan's track record. He's lost 2 Super Bowls in a row. In a row? No. 2 Super Bowls out of the last 3. 2 to Kansas City. But he was also the OC, offensive coordinator, when his team, coached by Dan Quinn, who is now the new coach of, is it Washington? Well, whatever. Anyway.
He went somewhere.
I think he went to Washington. But anyway, when they blew a 28-3 lead to Tom Brady and the Patriots, I don't care if it was Jesus himself quarterbacking. You blew a 25-point lead late in the third quarter in the Super Bowl. You don't do that kind of stuff. And I'm really surprised Kyle Shanahan ever got a job. I don't hate Kyle Shanahan. I don't care for him. I think he's an overrated coach. I do. And he may be a forever Bud Grant / Marv Levy. Make it to the Super Bowl 2, 3, 4 times, never win. Oh, well.
Yeah.
He won't be alone in that.
Kind of wild.
Anyway.
Yeah, he's with the Commanders now, which is kind of wild that he left the Cowboys and stayed in the division.
Okay, so what that defense gave up this past 3 weeks ago, whatever it was, to the Packers, I would have hung my head in shame and says, I'm taking off for a couple of years. See you guys. Wow. It was a pathetic defensive performance. It was.
Well,
awful.
he did a great job. Dan Quinn did a great job in Atlanta with those Falcons. He did get them to a Super Bowl. He just
sure he did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll see how he does in Washington.
And Nick Sirianni to a Super Bowl. And look at this year, they lost 6 out of 7 and
That's-
limped into the playoffs, then lost to Tampa Bay.
That back half of the season was just weird.
Well, I think when the chips, when push comes to shove, you find out how good a coach you are or how not so good a coach you are. Let's just say ineffective. And I think what happened was Nick Sirianni's a little too emotional. And I think the team responded to that. He's a little too emotional. When he got into that little scrape, Bob the security guard or whatever his name was, he got kicked out of a game. Nick Sirianni's drawing at fans, pointing at him. You can't do that. You got to be a little cooler. And I think the team reflects that. Yeah.
Well, the big talk of the Super Bowl this year is the 49ers did not understand the overtime rules. The 49ers apparently did not plan for overtime, did not talk about overtime being a possibility. And so when they won the coin flip, when they should have deferred in the new overtime rules, they took the ball. And what does that mean? That means that their offense gets the ball first, and then whatever happens, the other team gets to possess the ball once as well. No matter what happens, each team gets an offensive possession unless the defense scores.
Which is way the rules should be throughout the season. Forget this Super Bowl only. That's the way it should be.
Absolutely.
Anyway, carry on.
Kansas City, once they saw that San Francisco only was able to get a field goal and not a touchdown, now Kansas City gets the ball, and every set of downs it's 4-down situation. They know they've got to either kick a field goal to tie and extend the game or score a touchdown and win. And there was some confusion by the 49ers thinking that they were going to get another possession no matter what the Chiefs did. Some of the players apparently thought the new rules were such that each team doesn't just get one possession. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't get it, because hello.
Well, they would have had Kansas City kick the field goal. So Kansas City on third down.
Yes,
they would have gotten the ball back.
Because you can't end in a tie.
Right, exactly. And Mecole Hardman, who caught the touchdown pass, he didn't know the game was over. He caught it, and he was like, oh, yes, we just went ahead. And then all of a sudden, players start running to him. And you could almost see the reaction. His body movement is like, oh, my God, we won. And he throws his arms up, and he, grabs his teamate.
That deserved to get on the screen.
Okay, there's no excuse for not knowing.
There's
no excuse for not knowing.
Did you see the comment? Apple bobbing is a sport. No one talks about it. That's funny.
Apple bob. yeah, but if you do it when you're drunk, you may not come out alive. So be careful.
Don't do that. No. So I don't think anyone was really surprised by the ending of the Super Bowl. So now we're looking at the season ahead, and excited about the draft. We talked about that a lot last week with JW, with Jacob Westendorf from Sports Illustrated. If you didn't catch last week's show,
and by the way, I am so impressed with Jake and with his Packer knowledge. I mean, I know I have a lot of Packer knowledge. You have a lot of us. The question that I asked about Brett Favre, when did he throw past Green Bay, whatever, 1992, of course, September 20th, 1992. In the back of my mind, I think I knew that, but what I read was when he was drafted, and I thought it was 1990, but Jake said 91. He was drafted by Atlanta, by Ron Wolf, and then Ron Wolf comes to Green Bay and then says, hey, this Brett Favre kid, we want him. And that was my question I asked the question, when did Brett Favre take over as Packers quarterback? And I completely screwed that one up. Thank you, Jake, for clarifying.
No, I'm like a I'm like a 4 or 5 out of 10 on the Packer knowledge scale. You're probably an 8. Jake's a 10. I mean, he knows his stuff.
Oh, without question. I got an interesting one for you that I learned. My chair is uncomfortable. Sorry about that. That I learned this weekend, or this last Thursday. I was down in Franklin Grove doing Rooney's, best bar in town. It's the only bar in town. I'd played a song by Redbone. Come and get your love. Great song. Great
Yep.
song. And I said, Leon Redbone. And two of the guys over there said, no, Leon Redbone. What do you mean it's not Leon Redbone? Yeah, it is. It's not. Redbone is just a group. It's a group of Indian guys, Americans. And Leon Redbone is a musician, had a lot of hit songs. Not the same guy. And I never knew that. I never knew that. Wow. But anyway.
I was pretty sure I knew Redbone was a group, but I didn't realize it wasn't named after a single guy.
I knew it was a group. I knew it was, but I thought the lead singer was Leon Redbone. You know? Yeah. Wow.
One hit wonder.
That blew me away.
Nice.
But anyway. So as far as the Super Bowl, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I did not watch the halftime show just because I don't usually watch the halftime show. I don't care who it is. I just don't. I don't watch it. That's my time to get some food and do whatever. The commercials, I watched every one because, the Super Bowl commercials. And our photo round this week for trivia, Super Bowl commercials. I got 0 of them. 0 of them. And I saw every single commercial, but nothing registered.
The only thing that was kind of fun and entertaining was the State Farm stuff with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Like a good neighbor. Like a good neighbor.
Yeah. They spent so much money on those and all the different celebrities that were in.
So I'll tell you what happens. They try to tell you a story, and they're cramming 5 pounds of crap into a 3-pound bag. The Hellman's cat one, the cat was wonderful, but I had no idea that was Hellman's. All I knew is it was a cool cat that I saw on TV. I don't remember anything about the commercial, almost nothing about it. So they're trying to get too cute. They're trying to cram too much in. You get a minute or so. It's going to cost you $14 million for that commercial. You want to get every single point you can get in there. Well, sometimes it's overkill. It is with me because I'm quite ADD. If you haven't noticed,
I guess if there is a surprise, no, it's not really a surprise. But if there was a aha moment, it was how much money that Chinese retailer that's not Amazon spent on commercials, because they ran like 4 or 5 or 6 commercials throughout the whole game. And,
is that Temu?
Yeah, or Temu or Tu, whatever it is.
Temu, whatever.
I know some people are fine with it and have bought stuff with it and been happy. I've known others who have bought stuff with it, been horribly disappointed in the garbage that they received or even not received or, broken or all that stuff. And then still others who are warning about what they're actually using that app for and the kind of information they're gathering from its shoppers. So I'm steering clear of that one. I don't want anything to do with it.
It's like TikTok. It's the reason TikTok has been banned in many companies, and, corporate phones or whatever. If you get a phone to use for Keller Williams, then they can say, and they have the right to say, you can't have TikTok on your phone.
Yeah.
So yeah. I agree with you. I agree with you because TikTok has been doing that. That's not even a question. It's not up for debate. They do it.
They're getting information. What are they doing with it? Who the heck knows?
Yeah, who knows?
I don't know. All right. Well, any final thoughts before we wrap up this week?
Well, like I said earlier, this is going to be the headline. It's going to be the headline. I really do believe this. And I'll tell you why. I'll be real quick with this. I'll tell you why I think the Packers are going to win. Okay, maybe not. Let's just say NFC North. They may still be a year away from going to the Super Bowl, but they were this far away, in my opinion, from going to the NFC Championship game because they will have beaten San Francisco. Now you're going to play a team that's not as good as San Francisco in Detroit. And I really truly believe that they would have beaten Detroit. And then I don't know if they'd have beaten Kansas City. I think that's where Cinderella would have turned into a pumpkin. I think that's
what's on the screen right now. It's the NFL script for next year. I mean, this is from GM Sports 365. I have no idea who they are, but I like the end result. 47-20 victory by the Packers over Kansas City in Super Bowl 59.
Okay, but here's where they're wrong. Follow it with me here. You've got San Francisco playing in this is an egregious error. San Francisco is playing in the wild card round. Who won that division?
Who is going to win?
You got Seattle playing in the wild card round as well. A division winner cannot play in the wild card round. You've got San Francisco and Seattle both playing in the wild card round. So this tells me they don't know what.
No, there's where you're wrong. A division winner does play in the wild card round. The lowest seed division winner plays in the wild card round. The only buys are the 1 and 2 seeds, or the one seed.
Okay.
The one seeds are the only buys. So
okay. Well, yeah, I'm sorry. You are right.
In this scenario, Kansas City and Green Bay are the number 1 seeds. In AFC and NFC, so they get the bye week. Starting from left to right, I don't think the Jets make the playoffs next year. I think that's a misnomer right there.
Oh, that is just ridiculously stupid.
That makes no sense to me at all. I'm trying to think who would you replace the Jets with, and who's going to be better?
I don't see Cleveland in there.
Cleveland's
going to go out and Cleveland will be in there. They're probably going to win their division, or at least maybe come in second. They're going to be a wild card. So get rid of the Jets, put Cleveland in there.
Cleveland. The rest of these are fine. They're possibles. And the Bengals. If Burrow's healthy, they're going to be back.
Yeah, my bad on that. You are correct. Thank you for that, Greg. San Francisco probably would be the division winner, but then again, you're telling me that. I don't know. I guess San Francisco being at the top of the bracket up there, probably. Oh wow, they got Green Bay and Chicago playing in the first round.
They've got a 6 seed Bears team getting in as a 6 seed wild card team, beating the 49ers in San Francisco for the wild card round.
Yeah.
What? They've got the Lions as a 5th seed, beating Tampa Bay in Tampa Bay.
Well, that's not unusual on that. I don't necessarily disagree with that, but I believe the Lions are better than the Cowboys. I think they are. I don't see the Cowboys being a 2nd seed.
Yeah, and that this happens because Tampa Bay wins their division, even though they probably have less wins than the Lions. The Lions don't win their division, so they have to travel for the wild card week.
Yeah.
So that makes sense to me. And seeing Seattle on this list as the squeaker 7th seed getting in the wild card, that doesn't really make much sense.
Well, they've got no real quarterback right now. Geno Smith is not it. They got a brand new head coach. They're going to have a different scheme. I don't see them making the playoffs. I think LA is probably going to replace Seattle. And as far as the Bears, I don't know what they're doing in their spare time, but I don't think it's legal. I honestly, truly, with all due respect to Bear fans, they're putting together something nice there, but you're probably going to have a brand new quarterback. You have a brand new offensive coordinator. You've got a defensive coach who has proven his worth, but even still, that team gave up a lot of points. So I'm not even sure that defense is all that solid. The draft will be very, very, very important. They got 2 in the first 9 picks. They got the 1 in the 9. The one we think they're going to go with Caleb Williams, unless they do something crazy and trade it up and trade it down and get a couple of picks for him and stay with Justin Fields, or maybe you grab a Jaden Daniels or something like that. I think that's your better bet. And then you trade Justin Fields to Atlanta or Denver. Either one of those two would be a very good fit for Justin Fields. And then you get their number 1 pick.
That's the wrinkle this week that I hadn't considered. That makes sense as well. I thought for sure the Bears would trade Justin Fields to Atlanta, and that would probably be a done deal. But now with Denver giving up on Russell Wilson, the possibility of Wilson ending up in Atlanta and Justin Fields ending up in Denver makes sense as well. So one of those scenarios I think plays out before the draft or on draft, maybe as late as draft day, but probably before draft day. And then what do the Bears do with that number 1 pick? Do they go with Caleb Williams, or do they trade down knowing that there's like 5 great quarterbacks to choose from this year? Maybe they like one better that's not going to go first or second.
Yeah, and you've got let's say you've got 6 really good quarterbacks: JJ McCarthy, Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, Michael Penix, Caleb Williams, and then Drake May. There's 6 right there, and there's probably 2 or 3 more that we're not really remembering. So let's just say you've got a lot of 8 picks. They're not going to go 1 through 8, so you're going to have a good quarterback to pick in the 20th, 21st, 22nd pick. So you can do something. If you're the Bears, you don't have to grab Caleb Williams first. You can get him with a later pick. So you can get your first pick at 9 and use that for that. And then whatever you get for your Justin Fields pick, if you happen to get a 23rd pick, you still can get your quarterback. And then if you can't, fine. You're getting a new offensive coordinator anyway. So go out and get somebody who is a seasoned veteran. There's a lot of good quarterbacks out there that you can find. That I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe you want to still go with the draft. You still can. There will be a lot of quarterbacks. But back to Green Bay, as far as what they're drafting, they're going to need, because they're going to be very, very secondary heavy. They're going to go man to man. They're going to press, and they're going to play a lot of nickel. A lot of they're going to do a 3-4 now. So you're going to have that middle is going to be taken up now with linebackers. Lucas Van Ness can be a hybrid. He can be a 3. It'll 3.
Be called, like I said, it'll be called a 4-3 defense, and it's actually a 4-2 because the nickel puts 5 guys in the backfield.
That's right. I keep getting that mixed up. They're not doing 3-4. They're doing 4-3.
4 down linemen. Yeah.
4 down linemen. Right. Lucas Van Ness, I think, will play a big part of that. He'll be kind of a hybrid, kind of like a Rashawn Gary. Anyway, that middle will be covered because they're playing press. They're not playing zone. You don't have to worry about some good quarterback thinking, oh, look at that. They're giving me zone. I'm going to switch the play, Omaha. And then all of a sudden the guy just goes 5 yards out and he's got a little loop-de-loop right there in the middle of the field. And a safety in a corner have to come to him to tackle him. You got your 8 yards. So 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 is now not a problem for other teams. And that's where the Packers have suffered for so much. And Joe Barry kept going back to the zone defense. And they kept saying, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that.
Way too soft.
Way too soft, yeah. And this Jeff Halfley, oh my God. I have seen, wow. I should send you the, it's called something on Packers on or whatever. I should send you what in fact I will. I'll send it to your email and you can watch it. It's 30 minutes, well worth it. You will get more about Jeff Halfley than you want to know.
Did they have him on the Game on Wisconsin podcast or something?
I don't think so. No. Hang on 1 second here.
That's where I'd be going for stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I don't even know where it is. Anyway, so I'm going to forward it to your Gmail. Yeah. All right. Well, okay, whatever. I will. I'll forward it to you when I'm done because I can't bring it up now and I don't want to ask you on the air. So, it's all good.
I think, yeah. And I was just looking too to see if to confirm our guest next week. I think I've got a guest lined up for next week, confirmed now. And I got to find his name. His name is Xavier.
Okay.
And I have not put it on my calendar yet, so that's bad on me. But where did you go, sir? We were trading emails or something. I'll have to look him up.
Yeah, let me know because that's how that's one of the ways I focus my questions. If I don't know the guest or anything like that, this way I can at least know a little bit about them.
Where did I put you?
So let me know as soon as you know. And what is he? Do you know?
He is Jim Hudson. Jim Hudson. And he's got a fundraiser coming up. Gosh, where did it go? I got to find him now. This is normally stuff I have done before the show. I really do, usually.
Yeah.
Executive Director of the Where'd you go, buddy? Winnebago County CASA. There we go. Sorry.
Oh, there you go. CASA. Okay.
Yes. Winnebago County CASA. He's the executive director. We talked about CASA a couple of weeks ago, last week, I believe it was. And
All right. Gregors, I just sent you that thing. Sorry to interrupt, but I wanted to let you know I just sent you that thing to your Gregory Saunders email.
there we go.
Oh, I hope it doesn't go to your Keller Williams email.
So Jim, the Boone County CASA has a pretty good bench of volunteers and help, but the Winnebago County CASA is lacking. So they are definitely asking for people to step up and become CASAs for Winnebago County. So that's
appointed special advocate, right?
Yes, court appointed special advocate for kids. And Jim Hudson is going to be on to talk about that next week.
All right.
There we go. All right. I think that that might wrap everything up for the week. What do you say?
Is overtime over?
I think overtime might be over, and
All right.
looks like Kansas City won again.
Yeah, they did. As long as San Francisco didn't, I'm good. Okay, so overtime is over, and when we do baseball talk, it'll be extra innings.
There we go. We'll have a little extra inning talk because pitchers and catchers have reported, and I have no idea. I'm not really looking deep enough. All I know is the Brewers are going to have a big different look this year, as well. Well,
And so are the Cubs.
the Cubs did their moves in the offseason separate the Cubs greatly, minimally, or not at all. I think we can both agree it's not at all. It's either minimally or greatly.
I think it's greatly because you got one of the best managers in baseball with an ownership that spends a lot of money, and that's the key. They didn't spend a lot in Milwaukee, and he had to be creative. You take that creativity, his ability to play with, to get his guys to play and get them on board. And I look at him as like a Matt LaFleur type. You're now giving Matt LaFleur, Jeff Halfley. The one thing that Packers have been missing is that a good, aggressive defense. Now you have a very highly regarded defensive coordinator, a very aggressive defensive coordinator, and someone who's going to change the scheme to what the Packers like to do, and that is run to the ball, play press coverage. No more of the zone where we're giving up 13 yards on 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11, 17 yards on 3rd and 15. It used to drive me nuts. Wow.
Mm-hmm. No.
Anyway.
All right.
I'm
Good deal.
I'm done ranting.
Jim Hudson next week on the show. Until then, remember, you change the world when you help one person. So you be a blessing to someone this week. We'll try to do the same. Meet you back here for another In Crowd 815 podcast.
Cool.
Bye, buddy.
I got an apple bobbing tournament I'm going to go to. So
Good luck.
815 in crowd.